Yo, what's going on, good people? We back with another one. Welcome. This is for fair use YouTube. This is for fair use, commentary purposes only. We got the mayor in Dolton. She's been doing a lot of shady things.
Series of lawsuits from former workers who say they shouldn't have been fired. 3 separate lawsuits were filed this week against Mayor Tiffany Henyard by 3 former employees of Dolton and Thornton Township. 2 say Henyard retaliated against them, in part for refusing politically connected requests. We reached out to the mayor for comment, but she's not yet responded.
So it's like you got this lady that's in this position, and she just feel like she could run the city the way she want to run it. She could talk to the people the way she want to talk to them. If they don't comply with what she say, then she gets dirty. It's the type of lady she is. It says Mayor Tiffany Henyard was facing serious lawsuits Thursday, and this comes from her employees. The ex and Village employees claimed that Village of Dolton and Thornton Township, of which Henyard is supervisor, terminated the employment of several staffers without just cause or due process. See, this is the type of stuff this lady does. She does things like this. Now, the lady had been brought up on serious charges way before this. It says in separate complaints, employee claims retaliation after alleged sexual assault. Meanwhile, in a separate complaint to the Illinois Department of Human Rights last month, another Dolton Village and Thornton Township employee alleged she had attended a conference in Las Vegas last year as a member of Henyard's staff and had gone out on the last day of conference with an unnamed Dolton Village trustee whom she thought of as an uncle. Allegedly, so we ain't gonna talk too much about that. So what we're gonna do is give me a minute, chat. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Give me a minute. So
as a father.
So this is the guy that I'm gonna show y'all is Andew Holmes, and he's the guy that goes around Chicago and the suburbs in Chicago area, and he's like an activist. His daughter died due to gun violence, and he's like an activist. He's an ex, I think, police officer. But yeah, he's like an activist. And he goes around to different, neighborhoods when there's violence going on, or if it's missing children sometimes, or, if it's unsolved murders, he'll be the guy on the scene. But I'm going to break it down for y'all. Hold on.
A liking for underage girls. And there may be a bit of grooming that have taken place.
But that's Jedediah Brown. He's going to break it down. He's even been on scene with Andew Holmes a few times and did community work with Andew Holmes. So this is why this is so shocking, and this is why this is a big story to him and to other people in Chicago. But give me a second, chat.
Jedediah Brown, who was called in to investigate Dolton, doing some investigative work, and he came up with some explosive accusations towards the trustee Andew Holmes. And it completely blew my mind because it looks like Tiffany Henyard just seems to put herself together with the most scummiest people around. She's only attracted to people who commit crimes. And obviously, at the time of this recording, Andew Holmes.
And chat, shout out to Hannibal is Hungry. Hey, go like, share, and subscribe all his videos, man. Shout out to Hannibal is Hungry.
Is disturbing, extremely disturbing things about Andew Holmes. So let's just get into it.
I'm specifically here because I was asked to look into the matters that are surrounding Dolton, Mayor Tiffany loosely, and primarily Dolton trustee and activist Andew Holmes, and allegations that have been hurled against him.
So he was brought down to see what exactly is going on. I never heard of him until just a few days ago. He was able to talk to a lot of people. And the more I heard him speak, the more I realized that Andew Holmes has a lot of skeletons in his closet. And there are some things that need to come to light. Now, again, everything is alleged, but patterns of behavior, it's a problem. But one of the biggest revelations that I saw in this video was, is Andrew Holmes in trouble with the FBI? Is he a part of the situation with the super mayor, Tiffany Hayner? Is there an investigation going towards Andrew Holmes? And he provides some answers to that.
I say who, a lot of cannot say this, that, and the third. Well, cannot say who, but there is no federal investigation that is going on with Andrew Holmes. There is no federal investigation.
Hey, shout out to Kwamebrown Bus Life, because he actually spoke upon this story as well. And he's not even from Chicago or Illinois.
Or deny the potentially confirmed investigation or probe into Mayor Tiffany Hayner, if that makes sense. But officially, it is ruled out that there is no federal investigation of Andrew Holmes at this time.
Another revelation that I saw from this video was the idea of where Andrew Holmes lives. Does he live in Dolton? Because he is the trustee. Check out what Jedediah says.
Oh, that in a small town like Dolton of about 20,000 people, we cannot ascertain or confirm the official residence of Dolton trustee Andrew Holmes. And as we trace it, it looks like that this man potentially has not even lived at the place listed as his official residence for years to come, and that there may be other individuals in there.
But see, I always found something suspicious about this man. Don't get me wrong, Chad. I know he was there for the people. He was an activist, but I don't trust activists no more. I never did really trust activists because they seem shady to me. They seem like they all about the bag. And that goes out to all the politicians, aldermen, whoever you want to call them, trustees or whatever. I feel like they all shady. We don't really have a handful of good trustees and politicians and aldermen out here. Everybody is in it for the bag. And as you can see, just like Tiffany Henyard, when you get a piece of power in your hand and a bag, this is how she acts. And she's supposed to be calling herself a black woman. She's supposed to be a black queen. But this is how she acts. When people get money, especially black folks, and they get into power, this is what they do.
Who are not affiliated or directly connected to Andrew Holmes. Now, we don't know where he lives officially. That is a problem because you got to live there to represent there, to vote there, to pay attention there.
That's facts.
To be a man of his stature and to lie that he lived there if he don't is wrong, unethical, should be criminal, means he's disqualified to run as a trustee in the village.
So you assume that he has some level of residence. He's around there somewhere, living there because he's representing people there. So this is a part of the shadiness of every single person that's loyal in the Tiffany Hayner group. Anyone that's loyal has something wrong with them. There's some seedy issue, again, that skeleton in the closet where they're doing something that is unethical and probably illegal. There's so many issues, so much baggage that they have to stick with Tiffany Hayner because either they can't get that kind of resources somewhere else, or it seems like she just has so much on each of these people that's the reason why they stay so loyal to her. I don't know, but the fact that this man does not live there, and again, if he's able to prove any of this.
Hey, chat, but we think about it. If this man doesn't live in Dolton, how is he able to be a trustee? If you think about it, chat, if he don't live in Dolton, how is he able to be a trustee? It's a lot of dirty information coming out about Andrew Holmes, and it's only gonna get deeper, man.
That we understand. I had the opportunity to go to Dolton myself, and I talked to several residents. And there's a climate and a culture of fear. People are in Dolton afraid to talk or say certain things because they're afraid of the police department. Does that make any damn sense to y'all? People are legitimately afraid of the police in the city.
And the problem is that you have Chief Lacey being extremely unethical, has done terrible, terrible things. It's been well documented on this channel.
The Dolton Police mission statement says the department's highest priority is protection of all.
Did y'all hear that?
Unethical, has done terrible, terrible things. It's been well documented on this channel.
The Dolton Police mission statement says the department's highest priority is protection of all. Less than 2 weeks ago, on a snowy Halloween afternoon, the arrest of a suburban woman on minor charges is raising questions about the protection of those who are mentally ill. At headquarters, they walked her inside and removed the handcuffs, but as police filled out paperwork, she grew angrier, and things went downhill from there. She removed her shirt and wrapped it around her neck, tightening the shirt as if to simulate hanging. When one officer moved in to help the woman, he is seen to be held back by Dolton Deputy Police Chief Louis Lacey.
I said, she's trying to check herself out, and she'll just pass out, she'll be fine.
How does he still have a job? It's difficult to take them seriously when many of them are getting paid
Look at
a
this
lot
lady,
of money
y'all.
to protect the supermayor as if she's a president, getting a lot of money with overtime. So it's
That's
the
crazy.
culture of a corrupt police force with a chief of police that is extremely corrupt, defending the supermayor regardless of how wrong she is. That's the reason why people don't want to speak up. And then in these board meetings, you're having security just standing there trying to intimidate people, trying to kick people out of meetings for clapping. If they were clapping for the mayor, he wouldn't try to kick them out. I'm talking about Chief Lacey. But the fact that there is against the mayor, he wants to try to kick people out. The culture of a corrupt police force is the biggest problem that they have here. So here, Jedediah talks about the many income sources that don't make a whole lot of sense for one really old man, Andrew Holmes, where he's working multiple jobs. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
That we have gotten or found and ascertained in this Andrew Holmes report that has been interesting to us is that it appears that Mr. Andrew Holmes is getting to the bag. He ain't just out here frocking, he out here getting to the bag. And so what has been a long-standing problem with people in advocacy is y'all think we don't got no jobs. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Andrew Holmes might be the most Jamaican activist I know. Because on paperwork, if you do the research, this man got a job. And the crazy part is that, damn it, these are full-time jobs. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell did we get a Jamaican activist in Chicago and didn't appreciate this man for how damn hard he working. 7 full-time jobs, it ain't 7, but damn near Jamaican number full-time jobs and still got time to come out here and help y'all with y'all pain, y'all drama, and y'all issues and experiences. So it looks like he has a job with the CTA full-time. Looks like he's getting paid from the board or the village of Dolton. It looks like he's getting paid from a foundation. Now, I'm going to pause right there in the foundation. And
how is this man getting paid from the CTA? What is this man doing with the CTA? We need answers.
he also works for full-time the Andrew Holmes Foundation. Oh, shit. Is he a junior or is he the third or the fourth? Because you mean to tell me that I could have been out here working in my own name, and honoring my own name? Shit. I'm gonna start the Jedediah Brown Foundation, and they better pay me. So it looks like he works for the Andrew Holmes Foundation. I don't know what the fuck they do, but he also worked for Chicago Survivor, and full-time. So one of the issues with the Andrew Holmes Foundation that we found to be quite interesting is that he is not only in charge of everything, but he's also the accountability.
So when you look up the employees list on the CTA, at least at this point, his name is there. And again, it may be another Andrew Holmes, but his name is there working at the rail station management as a janitor. Now, this looks like a full-time job. How is he able to do so many different things? Who does he know that he's able to do this and not receive any issues? The more you hear about Andrew Holmes, the more you scratch your head. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. But this is the biggest accusation right here.
But what we have also ascertained.
Now, he about to break down some information. Now, I just read this information, and I'm saying allegedly because his name ain't put in the news document, but I'm saying allegedly.
In our findings is that it also appears that Mr. Andrew Holmes has a liking for underage girls.
Jimmy Johns.
That's crazy. When he lost his daughter to gun violence, and he's supposed to be out here protecting, that's crazy.
Did you hear that? Let me rewind that.
That Mr. Andrew Holmes has a liking for underage girls. And there may be a bit of grooming that have taken place. Now, what has happened or what we have been able to understand from testimony testimony of individuals that we will not mention. I've talked to some parents, I've talked to the friends of parents, and what it has or has been said and what has been alluded to and what we are now looking further into is that there are 4, but out of 4, 2 that we have literally got specific information about of individuals that are underage. Now this is where the shit gets interesting and it takes some.
It's already interesting. It's disturbing. Multiple victims. And then one thing about situations like this, when someone may have been able to do this for a long time, again, all this is alleged, but if you notice some other predators, right? Finally, someone to speak up and file a case or come publicly with their issues of what happened to them. Other people start to step up and say, this happened to me too, or I have a similar situation. Usually this happens, and think about all the big cases you guys may already seen from really powerful people in different industries. It takes one, and then all of a sudden, a lot of people come in, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, this person did this to me as well. People are scared. People are worried how well connected somebody is, how powerful someone is. But it takes one person for the dominoes to start falling.
Real interesting turn for me is because if he has had a consensual sexual relationship with underage girls that have been groomed, you got to deal with that, right? There's a level that you got to deal with that. But then they're telling.
You cannot have consensual sex with an underage person. They're not legally able to give consent. If it's grooming, whether he's saying something sexual, either by text, phone, it doesn't matter. If he is saying something in a sexual nature.
All right, enough of that. So basically, I'll read what they said because it really is disgusting and disturbing if this man really is doing what they saying he allegedly doing. And I'm reading this and they didn't put that it was an underage girl, but in this news posting from CBS, it actually breaks it down and says one of her trustees. Now, I don't know. It says, in separate complaint, employee claims retaliation after alleged sexual assault. Meanwhile, in the separate complaint to the Illinois Department of Human Rights last month, another Dolton Village and Thornton Township employee alleged she had attended a conference in Las Vegas last year as a member of Henyard staff and had gone out on the last day of the conference when an unnamed Dolton Village trustee, whom she thought of as an uncle, the employee alleged she was later told the trustee had unprotected sex with her during a time when she was blacked out. The complaint alleged that while out with the trustee, the employee felt disoriented and lightheaded in a way that would not have been consistent with alcohol consumption. She still felt lightheaded when they returned to the hotel where the group was staying, and she then blacked out and did not remember anything else. The complaint alleged. The employee said the following morning she found herself in the trustee's hotel room fully dressed and could not find her wallet. The complaint alleged she contacted a Dolton police officer who was working on Henyard's security detail and recounted the situation. Out of concern that she could not find her ID and now had to travel home, the complaint alleged. The officer tried to help, but the employee recounted the situation and nothing else, the complaint alleged. Sad, man. After arriving back in Dolton, the employee claimed she was contacted by the officer who told her the trustee had reported having unprotected sex with her, the complaint alleged. The employee asked for a meeting with Henyard to advise the mayor what she believed had happened and how she was now not comfortable being near township and village offices. The lawsuit alleged during a meeting with Henyard and the officer, the employee said she never would have willingly had sex with the trustee. The complaint alleged. Henyard asked the officer what he knew, and the officer said the trustee had told him about engaging in sexual activity with the employee, with some suggestion that the employee might not have had consented or had the ability to do so. Like, but why would he feel comfortable with saying that to a security detail officer? The officer told Henyard, an employee, that he had begun to record the call once he believed there might have been an issue with the consent. And I want y'all to know that this officer is still on the force. The complaint alleged the trustee then FaceTimed the officer who said the trustee had his shirt off and seemed to have exerted himself. The complaint alleged the officer said the trustee then panned the camera toward a bed where the officer could see a woman who was partially dressed and who appeared to be the Dolton employee. And alleged the officer reported the trustee then moved the camera to various private areas of the woman's body, displaying them on the screen at times, moving or removing articles of clothing. Like, this is sick, man. Like, what is going on in the world, y'all? This is not funny, it's sick. The officer said he did not know why the trustee contacted him other than to brag, the complaint alleged. But, like, why would he brag about it, though, whoever this trustee is? Henyard then told the employee that if this information got out, Henyard would be ruined and all the work she had done would be lost. The complaint alleged Henyard asked the employee if that was what she wanted to come out of this, the complaint alleged. The employee said she did not want to hurt Henyard or ruin the projects the mayor had begun. See, it's all about money, and then a lot of people be thinking about that too. They don't want to mess up their life because if they expose one person, then everything falls down. But she also did not want to be around the trustee. The complaint alleged Henyard indicated that she would take care of it and did not discuss the matter further. The complaint alleged. But I just want y'all to know the police officer is still on the force, though. Days later, the employee was put on leave despite not requesting it. See? And she found out the leave was not paid. The complaint alleged. When asked if, so they didn't even pay her. So they was just trying to get her up out the way. When asked if she could return to work, she was told she could not return without a doctor saying it was appropriate. The complaint alleged. The employee asked what kind of doctor would be needed and what a note would have to say, but she did not get an answer, and she was effectively terminated. I told her all they want to do was get her out the way. The complaint filed by attorneys Robert D. Sweeney. See, man, this is crazy right here, man. The employee has suffered the loss of her employment and other damages as a result of retaliation and sexual assault. But we could see a bag. Try and get a bag. That's all. Try and get a bag. But it says officer involved in case also files retaliation complaint. But this officer was still able to be on the force, though. The officer involved in the situation also filed a complaint. The officer claimed within days of meeting with Henyard, the employee, he was removed from the mayor's. See, he was removed from the security detail, but he was still able to be on the force, though. Like, that's what's crazy. But I don't know, y'all. Like, in these inner cities, there's a lot of corruptness going on. Our tax-paying dollars is getting spent on BS. People going on vacation, taking expensive trips, going to the islands, going to Vegas, buying Birkin bags and all that. So you just see where the money really going and why the inner cities is the way they is. But y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. We the People TV. And like I said, go shout out to Hannibal, man. He came with that action today, though.